Welcome back, everybody, to the Heroes of the Storm Super League, sponsored by Hot 6, hosted by OGN. MVP on a tear, up 2-0 now versus MRR.
Yes, they are. They looked up very convincing in that second game. Game 1 was a lot closer, a lot bigger map. I think we'll see a much closer game this time around as well. You know, this map is a lot more snowball-y, Sky Temple.
Yeah, it is. So let's talk about why this map is more snowball-y than, say, the previous two maps. On even a map like Dragonshire, when you want to take the shrines, it takes you a long time, then you get the Dragon Knight. And the Dragon Knight does not secure damage. It could be CC'd, it could be stunned, you can counterplay it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas on this map, if you're on the shrines, it's literally doing damage at that exact moment. Whereas if you take the curse, the first two tributes don't even mean anything. You only get that advantage on the third tribute. So all during those important moments where you're fighting over the objective, it's not doing damage. Whereas on this map, while you're fighting over it, while it's happening, you are literally doing damage at that exact moment.
Yeah, you're losing buildings, you're gaining a lot of experience. The first target is going to be those towers, and they're going to give a nice chunk of experience nice and early on.
Yeah, so when you push a lane, you're basically taking away the life bar of the core, essentially. Like, the core's life bar could be extended all the way out to those first cannons, and as they go away, it's like, well, your core's going to die faster.
Yeah, everything's getting chipped away. Every time that objective activates, you know, more and more buildings are being lost. So this game definitely has a timer on it compared to a lot of other maps. Though it's still very team fight oriented. A lot of teams are going to be fighting for the control of the temples here, dealing with those minions on the temples as well. But yeah, it does seem to end a lot quicker, and we do see usually a team come out ahead a lot earlier on as well.
Now, we've seen, despite MRR able to draft in Game 2, as well as I believe in Game 1, the first picks and bans, they were able to take those every time. They're still losing, I feel, the draft phase to the decision-making of MVP.
It's just the choices they're making with these hero compositions. Game 1, I liked it a lot, actually. The Butcher really threw a wrench in their works, but it wasn't a bad lineup. Game 2, that Illidan Abathur, I didn't like at all.
The reason why they're laughing is because MVP is just teasing them in the chat. Like, it's like, what do you think? Sake says, what do you think if I dye my hair? Does it look cool? Is it good? Like, literally, that's what he said in the chat.
That's awesome. Same sort of picks and bans to start things off here. Uther banned out from MRR and Zeratul.
So let's see if MRR can make a better draft this time. I especially do not like Abathur on this map.
Yuck. No, I think we'll see Sergeant Habit, to be honest, at one point. I think it'll be a later pick. It's not usually the highest tier of picks, but it's certainly a powerful one at that.
I think a Malfurion pick here is really good. I said this last time, though, and they didn't want it. But
it's like exactly the same as last time. Vala there. All right.
Okay. I've been wanting to see Vala.
She's great.
Jung-Ah, a great Vala player. Evergreen as well, both good on Vala.
She's certainly one of the top DPS, but she's not the most sought after. Generally, it's going to be, you know, Jaina. It used to be Kael'thas until they nerfed him again. And,
yeah, I don't think we'll see Kael'thas today.
It's unfortunate, you know. I miss his nukes, man. I miss Ignite. Bring back Ignite, in my opinion.
They take Muradin instead, by the way, instead of banning him this time.
Well, dual tank combo, always a popular thing here in Career. So I'm not surprised there, though. I'm kind of surprised it's Muradin over Anubarak, Tyrael, Arthas. There's so many other choices that are a lot more popular because they do a lot more damage as well.
MRR are definitely the team that grabs Muradin the most.
Maybe that's what their initials stand for or something, like Muradin.
Black, I think they could ban a popular damage dealer here that they would expect MRR to take. They could also potentially ban a healer, but that opens up MRR to ban Rhaegar, and then it's like, oh, well, what are you going to do, MVP Black?
Yeah, I think it has to be a damage dealer for them, though it's a hard choice at this point. Maybe Zigara.
Hammer wouldn't be a bad ban. Abathur, just for safety.
Well, okay.
I think it's an okay ban for Black to do here.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a pain in the ass to deal with if they've got two giant tanks like Leoric and Muradin to carry that cap, that hat.
Yeah, and that means that, you know, they can't pick Muradin against Illidan, for example, because it's on their side.
I feel like we'll probably see a Zigara pick up, if not from Black, certainly from MRR.
I think a Zigara ban would be a reasonable choice here.
If they don't want her.
Sylvanas ban. Okay.
Sylvanas certainly was a pick from Black in game number 1 on
Kyoto.
A bigger map.
He loves it. There's Rhaegar for that Johanna combo, and Sonya again.
Nice, I love that.
Sonya, high tier in Korea right now.
getting popular, man.
Stop hating on that guy in Hero League who picked Sonya.
Well,
it looks like it's a good pick now.
You can probably still hate him, to be honest, because it's still a lot of bads picking him up. Same thing with Rexar at this point. Like, don't pick Rexar.
Don't pick Rexar. Don't do it.
I hate you, and you've cost us the game. And as well as those Gazlowe first picks. Man, am I sick of that.
Yeah, do not do that. Just don't do it.
All right,
Please.
well,
Please.
please, just...
If you're like tuned in to create to get some tips, don't first pick Gazlowe.
Look what they're first picking right here. Leoric, Jaina, Johanna, Val. These things are fine. It makes sense because they do damage, they tank very well. But, all right, well, hold that thought. Malfurion, Sergeant Hammers, the last 2 picks from MRR.
The last pick here for Black, likely to be a damage. I'd be really happy to see Kael'thas here, even though he got nerfed.
It could be another tank, to be honest.
Could be.
Could be
Tyrael. Tyrael to jump on either
Arthas?
Hammer or Vala. Arthas is great in this situation as well.
I like
Lockdown on Tyrael, though.
I like Tyrael. Tyrael makes sense to me. Arthas, though, he does slow everything down and creates a lot more opportunities for Sonya to jump on top of someone and do sustained damage.
An Azebo pick wouldn't be too bad here either.
Yeah, Azebo, we haven't seen him today, but fantastic here. It's such sick damage. Big map for him as well.
Because Sonya's basically a tank, not exactly, but I feel like she serves that role quite well in the comp.
Yeah, she's a good like in-your-face sort of huge damage dealer. But you know, it would be good to have one extra tank to kind of absorb a lot of the hits so she can just run freely through the ranks.
I like Tyrael here the most, but I think an Azebo pick would probably be the second best thing, in my opinion.
So many good picks. This is why they can't actually choose. 20 seconds remain for them to figure it out as well.
Really discussing this, and it is going to be Nazebo
All right.
as the final pick, as their damage dealer. Also with a bit of CC with a zombie wall.
Yeah, I like that. It's going to help out a lot with Sonya. Look at that picture. It's Sonya slapping something.
I don't know what she's slapping, but it got whacked.
It got whacked. That's what happens with Sonya. Seismic slam, and you're done.
So this could be the last game of the afternoon if MVP is able to take the win.
Wouldn't that be a shame, Wolf? I'm loving these games. Seeing a little prayer made from MRR.
That's evergreen right there, man. Trying to hope and pray.
He's getting beaten down a lot by Sonya, that's for sure.
Well, guys, what could be our final map of the afternoon is going to be Sky Temple. Let's go into Game 3 right here, right now. Game 3, semifinals match 1 between Black and MRR. Going into Sky Temple, the score is 2-0 for MVP.
We are seeing that thunderclap being picked up from Murden nice and early. I'm sure he's going to go for that sort of build, slow things down, especially when you're dealing with someone like Sonya, who's looking for a lot of damage in the melee.
Watchtower goes to MRR. Not the most important thing, especially not with these two comps.
Yeah, the MRR are certainly not looking for those rotation kills. We certainly would see a lot more from MVP. Makes sense that MRR wants to try and secure that though, so they can look out for that Sonya that might be moving up and down.
Yeah. Some heroes that could help gank. Obviously, Sign on Johanna. Murden can jump in and try to go for a gank as well. And Leoric to help with the slows. So just, those heroes that might rotate around. But this map is very big. The lanes are very far away from each other. It's like the opposite of the spider tomb. Sure.
Yeah, it's a big, wide open map here. Actually saw Sonya stay down bottom. 1v1ing Leoric here. And try push up top for both sides, which makes a lot of sense because the two temples that activate are the top and middle. So, it's a very contested area early on, and if you can get a push going on, you get some lead in the lane, it's going to open up a lot more of the map for you to rotate up there and look for the damage.
Well, Lockdown really having some trouble in this lane this time, which is more of what you would expect to see versus Leoric, which was not the case last game. It looks like MVP is going to try to control the top shrine, although MRR is looking to try to deny, but they don't have the position that they need to do so.
Yeah, we're actually seeing Leoric stay in bottom lane while this is all happening. So he's going to just get his soak on.
Get his soak on.
Get his soak on and get a nice little experience lead, possibly.
Well, this is a big problem for MRR because they're not getting either shrine. And once that top shrine depletes all its rounds, it could actually rotate down and get it. Okay, finally do take control there. And Sonya is going to rotate back around. And Sign is coming up. Leoric is actually going to have to be getting out of this lane pretty soon. If he doesn't, he's going to go down.
Taking a lot of damage here. It's going to put him out of the fight for a little while. Gives potential for that middle temple to be contested, but I think they'll get all the charges out before anything happens.
It's too tough for MVP to rotate down. It's got such a very small window of time to do so. Better left to just push this top lane and let them have it. Already Sign is rotated back, and Sonya jungling again, taking out those golems here early on for setting up for the next shrine, getting that lane pushed.
Certainly so. So much damage with that seismic slam and so much sustainability. I love Sonya's. I used to love Sonya so much back in the beta, but I just never got a chance to play her when it came to release because she just wasn't strong enough. Yeah. It made me sad.
I'm definitely going to be picking her up a little bit more now, just watching the success of these Korean players. Lockdown in particular today.
Yeah, very skillful hero as well. Going to pick your fights well. Can get blown up pretty easily as well. But look at this. A lot of damage done to this bottom tower. It's going to give him a nice little experience lead unless Lockdown gets DPS down.
Looks like he will. Duck takes him out. So the first blood will go to MRR, and they will finally be able to push this back. Just getting a bit over-eager there.
A little too close. You know, the tower hits this early on do a lot of damage to your hero, so you have to be so careful with your positioning. I can't get over that treasure goblin mount, by the way. I want that. Is it still available?
I believe no, actually. I don't think so.
So sad I didn't pick that up.
I almost had enough.
I got like 13,000 gold right now. I screwed up. I think I wasted it.
I want the doubloon mount right now.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I'm gonna save for that one next.
That's what I want.
Oh, hold on a second.
Lockdown wanted to come in there and deny with Sake, but it's not gonna happen.
Look at that top forward as well. Below half HP. If they worked on that just a little bit, they could get that kill. A lot of potential targets here to give them a little bit of an experience lead, but MVP getting zoned out in every regard at the moment.
Every single hit on every single fort and cannon really matters because of the shrines. It's again like an extension of the Nexus's health, if you will, and it gives you EXP.
Just gives you a bit more of a lead. It makes the damage just a little bit worse off when those temples activate. Yeah,
this tri-lane, which is about to be a quad lane, is going to cost them a lot of cannon health. In fact, going to lose one, the wall getting very low as well, and Kyocha kind of getting zoned out here by Evergreen.
Look at this bottom temple about to activate as well. 3 seconds left, and MVP are not in position for it at all.
Much better play here by MRR, setting up for that shrine, just pushing this lane so hard that this is going to be an easy secure. And Kyocha now already lost half of his health. He's going to be so hard pressed to actually get in here. Sake coming in now as well. Somehow gets in there for free with no blocks whatsoever. But Sign is doing a lot of cannon firing here already.
Yeah, they are. And look at this. It's like he's going to stay on the top of this for now. So much positioning right now. Just don't want to go in too deep. It looks like MRR are going to be the one that choose to do so. And look at this. Oh, Evergreen getting so low. Vala caught out there for a second.
Lockdown doing some serious damage. Backs off as soon as his Leoric does that spectral walk. So Sonya backs off. And now going to come and try to contest this shrine again.
Oh, Duck taking a bit of damage. Nice blizzard as well on top of Buck.
Yeah, Buck and Duck is going to zone both of them out. And Lockdown trying to get up there in the face. No kills, but just doing so much damage to Malfurion here that they are going to be able to secure the last shots on this, even rotating back into lane.
Wow, it's going to give them a big lead. If they can take down that fort with the remaining charges there, be so much closer to level 10.
Yeah, the most important talent to have.
Heroic talents, man, change the world. And look at that top fort as well. Oh, it's just like a hit. A whisper away from going down.
If Jaina gets on there with just one blizzard, that'll do it.
That'll do the trick.
Speaking of Jaina, she actually has to get off that watchtower. Meanwhile, nearly getting ganked there.
Yeah, should be returning up top after this Merc camp, defend their own tower / fort. We are going to see Sergeant Hammer go for that aggressive push once again, give them that little bit of a lead, or at least give them a catch-up in experience. This is something that MVP are going to have to deal with eventually. They can't just let things go like this.
No.
They're going to be trading their own there.
The bot being pushed is another thing that they've got going for them. The golems do come online, those siege giants for MRR on their side of the map, but they're going to be hard-pressed to take that without MVP denying because they have vision
Oh, look at this.
Oh man, Condemn as well, and he actually drops down his heroic as well. Nazebo does. Not able to find the damage he wants.
No, certainly not. Getting pushed back once again. It looked like a potential great team fight, just not really enough damage to blow anyone up. Now Sign in a bit of trouble here.
Very low, and down he goes. Oh, a huge Ring of Frost, though, on top of this entire team. Sake still at full health. And a wasted heroic there by Jung-Ah as well.
Yeah, March of the Black King. You really use it when you try to heal, but if you don't get the connections, you don't heal.
Oh, look at that Ancestral on lockdown. It's going to allow them to chase Duck, and down he goes. So 1-for-1 trade at the end of things, and during all of this, I feel like it's a much better trade because the Giants are still pushing bot lane.
Yeah, certainly so. And it's going to open up mid lane as well for MVP. They're going to be working on those middle towers. And soon we're going to see those temples activate once again. Going to be another big test. Top and bottom here. Probably end up splitting it. It's very hard to try and contest both at the same time. These kind of positions.
I think going for bot is the right choice because that bot push was going there, so they're already in good position. They already have that lane pushed. You know, I'd say Johanna could have maybe sat on top for a little bit, but it might have cost them a team fight.
Wow, look at this. MRR actually going to be looking to contest bottom here. They're so far behind. Nice stun there on Sake. He's got to be so careful.
Does escape for now. Good heals there by Merryday. And Sign is actually going to go to the top now as they'll just allow bottom to go. Huh. And this is actually, if they get top, they already got half of bot essentially, so they will get about a shrine and a half with this. So it's a good trade. It's a good exchange.
Not bad at all. Look at this. Going to be trading out this bottom for sure.
With you know, Sergeant Hammer in your comp, and you know that they just gave it away for free. This is something that you absolutely can do, but it's going to cost them their bruisers at the top lane, and perhaps more than that, perhaps a keep at top as well.
Oh, but they're going to go for the boss behind this. Something that MVP is going to have to jump on. They're going to have to try and read this is coming.
You know what? They could actually just all in the core potentially, but we're only at 8 minutes and 50 seconds, I think.
Oh, MVP made a huge mistake here.
I think you're right. Massive
Mistake. They didn't actually. They're going to try for the keep, but they let the boss go. So they're going to have to go back to defend. There's no way they can actually just go for it.
Yeah, and the keep's actually at fuller health than I even thought. It was just completely at full health.
Yeah.
So definitely not the right choice here. And now they're actually going to have to rotate back and defend. And the next shrine is not too far away.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't lose too much from this boss. It's still a fairly early one. And they did do some fairly decent damage to that keep. So I guess, you know, at the end of all things, it's probably good for them. Though, if they actually got a good team fight on top of the boss, they would have actually got so much momentum behind that even further. So,
Giant Killer for Vala and Sergeant Hammer going to help them deal with Johanna and Sonya very well with the basic attack damage, of course, being increased quite significantly now that we have level 13. So just something to keep in mind as we go into this. Burning Rage up as well now for Johanna.
Right, looks like
extra damage.
MVP going to be rotating up here. They get spotted out by that tower there. Not going to be finding the initiate they want. Instead, it's like MRR going to be rotating back down. And oh, look at this, MVP actually getting pretty deep. They got to be so careful if they get caught out here.
But they have vision, and they're also, you know, poking with a fight. And they showed they took their own Giants on the left side, so they're definitely not going to be expecting this. It's going to be free, and Jung-Ah should not be jumping in here. Has to be healed and needs to get out.
Here we go again. Nice stun onto Jaina once again. Not really finding any damage. She was looking to blow up.
Oh, but this is a super, super awesome heroic here by Jung-Ah, and he's actually going to be able to secure a kill. Jaina is down as well, so 2 kills for free. 2 for none. Yeah. This push over here to the bot lane should be cleaned up easily, and Sign is just going to have to do his thing where he runs away.
Yeah, maximum damage on that March of the Black thing. It was really an impressive initiate there. And they're just buying time. They're killing her slowly. I guess it makes sense. A slow death from Malfurion, the slowest way to go.
It's going to buy them enough time to take bruisers at top, but
as well as potentially both temples if they desire. It's still 30 seconds left on Johanna.
A significant EXP lead for MRR, very close to 16.
That's a big game changer as well. They're going to claim bottom. It's like Murden's going to be sitting down there, and they're going to contest the middle temple.
Well, let's take a look at what 16 Talents are going to take in just a moment here. Jung-Ah taking a ton of damage from that Blizzard, as well as the Cone of Cold.
Oh my god!
Merryday dies there to that Hunting Arrow.
The power of Hungering Arrow builds, man. They just get so sick if you're an isolated target.
And that is just
He's
too
happy.
much.
He's like,
Look at this. They're taking both temples. They're actually going to be able to get a keep here easily.
So much momentum behind this.
Dami gets stunned, though, and Lockdown comes with a kill. This actually might be a huge overextension. Evergreen should go down as well. They've got 2 members on 2 shrines. Jungha's definitely going to go down as well if he does not Spectral Walk away.
Oh, he's getting out of here.
Lockdown's still going for the chase, and Sake could slow. He's level 16 now, but he's not get that Kona Code off.
All right, well, they're going to give up that top temple. It did, a lot of charges were used from it, though, so it's not going to find maximum damage.
Jungha going to have to rotate up here with Buck to deal with these bruisers, but I believe the mid keep should still have enough health to withstand even the last final rounds. I'll have to wait and see, but I'm pretty sure it's at pretty close to full health over there, or was before this, went off. So I think they will survive this. It does. Uh-oh, Jungha again up in the front here, taking a lot of damage, absorbing a lot of damage, though. Duck comes in and very early Ancestral on Sake, a panicked one there.
Yeah, that was actually
kind of wasted.
Way too early, right? They really wanted to save that for a pretty scary time. Much more team fight oriented time. So it's going to be on cooldown for the next fight, I'm sure.
Now, a slight lead here in levels, 1 level up for MRR. There's 6 kills to 3. That's part of the reason why. But I do feel like the rotations and the control of objectives has been better for MVP overall. And this is still a game that could go either way.
Still, that 1 level lead for MRR could make a big difference, especially when they're creeping up on level 20, when those Storm talents are going to be active. Let's have a look here. Just positioning. I do see much more of a map control for MRR right now. MVP kind of on the defensive, kind of waiting to come back into this, waiting for that proper fight.
The next shrines are going to be the most important thing. That's going to be the moment where, MRR is going to have to at least trade evenly. If MVP takes a good fight, they have now their level 16 talents. They're going to have that extra Cone of Cold, that vulnerability talent on Jaina, which does so much damage to these very, this composition is basically going to be all about blowing up one of the heroes ASAP, either Muradin or Leoric, especially if they get into that Cone of Cold range. If you take out the tanks and the rest of the squishies get taken out super easy, with Sonya as well kind of leading the front lines.
Oh, look at this. They might have found a target there, but a great stun from Duck. Keeping him safe for now.
Eating that spider damage, though.
Yeah, it's going to just be annoying. It means he can't mount up, means they know where he is. And he's going to be contesting this middle temple. Lockdown, looking for that initiate. Probably wants to get on top of Sergeant Hammer.
Already some shots being fired here on the temple. MRR controlling it currently with their better positioning. Sonya trying to find an angle, but will be denied by Muradin. Very good placement, very good positioning here by MRR.
I like it so far. They're really contesting the middle temple here, just sitting on top of the active objective part of it, making sure they can't get any sort of charges off.
Sign taking a lot of damage, but does come in with the condemn. Lockdown goes down, meanwhile on the top, all alone.
Really nicely done there. Still, it's a lot more to go here. A lot more damage going down. Nice Ancestral. Top of Nazebo.
Very good Ancestral, but with the Tranquility here, their team just stays alive, and Jungha is going to be back in the fight very soon. Sake goes down.
So much damage. Sign might be the next target here. Evergreen on top of him, right-clicking all the way down.
No escape. He's not level 20, does not have that extra shield. And this is a great opportunity now to take boss and then rotate back to the temple.
They can just let the temple go. It's a fair trade for the boss, that's for sure. And look at this. Everyone back in the fight here. This boss going down for free. They're actually going to try and contest this temple as well.
I think it's a great choice. Duck coming up here right in the front. If they get boss and temple, that should be game winning.
Almost. I think they could push with it for sure. 15-minute boss at this point. Level 20 as well. They're so far ahead of MVP right now.
Yeah. The boss is going to push this lane super hard. The mid keep is getting low. Jungha coming over here as well to actually start working on this minion wave. Of course, the skeleton swing does so much damage.
Duck getting low, but he should be fine to clean things up here.
Especially with Buck coming with the heal. They're actually just going to walk away from the shrine to further this push, make the boss even stronger.
Oh man, this is going to be so hard to deal with Sergeant Ham and Dummy just sitting there, unleashing on the keep. This is a very healthy boss.
Online as well, at level 20.
So much damage from Vala right now, as well as Sergeant Hammer.
All right, here we go. Duck tanking for Evergreen here. That hungering arrow damage is insane. He can always blink away if he gets vulnerable. The boss wailing on the core currently. Duck absorbing so much damage. And Jungha comes in with that walk. And Sake barely going down before he gets into that safety, and that is going to be game. There's no way to recover from this one. MRR has fought their way back.
Turned it around in a big way. Really nicely done from MRR.
Game over here. GG. 2-1 score. MRR staying alive. Duck Duck and Evergreen holding things together. Duck Duck blocking so much damage.
We need to see more Vala picks from MRR after
That's
that.
what I was waiting for, you know?
That changed everything. That was actually some really clean play from Evergreen. I love the build he chose for it as well. It did so much damage, picked out so many people. And I think we're going to see Tomb of the Spider Queen to follow things up in the next map.
Could very well be.
That's where the curse is going, Wolf. That's all I'm going by right now.
Well, we'll see who ends up taking first pick. I think MRR with this win, of course. Well, let's talk about this actually. When you lose, you actually get to choose between whether you want to choose the map or pick first pick. I feel like first pick is insanely more valuable because all maps are fair. All maps are balanced.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a team preference as well. It's like, what are we confident on? What do we have like a great idea, a rotational sort of idea about? What do we want to practice on and what do we want to play? It's a lot of things come into it, a lot of preferences. I mean, first pick's not always the best thing either. It really depends on how the mind games go, what you want from for your team, how much variance your team has with their picks.
Let's take a look at this highlight reel. Let's look at some of these fights. A lot of the time, Sign be kind of a weak link for MVP in this game. Getting blown up, oftentimes taking a ton of damage early on, getting up in the front too much.
It changed everything there with that March of the Black Link doing like maximum damage. Like 3 hits, just so much damage from that ulti.
And a missed Ancestral.
Yeah.
You know, and this was a great Hungering Arrow. Merryday actually going the wrong way. Should have tried to aggro another target onto that Hungering Arrow. And this was, I feel like, the last nail that went into the coffin that kind of ended the game here was when we saw that early kill. And things just kind of snowballed from there.
And this Vala, Evergreen was just doing such fantastic work throughout this game. So much damage.
Sign trying to peel, but never finding the right peels when it mattered most. And this thing started to snowball there. As you said, you know, one of our snowballiest maps in the pool on Sky Temple.
That's all it takes. So MVP Black got to sit back and be like, huh, all right, we got to play a little bit more seriously here. We got to be a little bit more careful with how we deal with this team. Maybe ban out Vala. We'll never know. We'll find out soon. It's going to be Dragonshire, actually.
That is.
Not Tomb of the Spider Queen.
As our drawing indicates, even. It's like what he wanted to see.
I'm much happier with this map, too, to be honest. I love this map.
Yeah, I do as well. You know, my 2 favorite maps have been Cursed Hall and Dragonshire, and we see them the most.
I can agree with that. I think that's my favorite too, Wolf. I'm going to copy you.
I think most people, most pros would agree, even in the North American scene. I know Dreadnought is one of those players that's been pretty